want to hike, and I'm looking for Lake County Diamonds. But there is this ring laying here in the dirt on the side of the road. And I do not see any marks that look like gold marks. But that's crazy. So, yeah, serendipity find. On this type of setting to where you're hiking along for like a quarter mile on a road like this, and we're looking down for diamonds, and then that caught my eye. Pretty cool. If you look super close here in the gravels, you can see that we have up to 30% little fine diamonds, and these are some of the average size that you will find in Lake County. But we are going on a hunt tonight for not only a massive amount, but really large size, some of the largest that you can find of this particular gemstone. But I just wanted to show you the gravels that are in the creeks. Okay, and we are in a burnt landscape that is recovering, so it's black barked trees with new growth coming through it in the end of summer, and actually fairly chilly, so it's kind of nice. Let's head up. A lot of black widows out here, like that one right there. So we're getting up here in the area with the big rocks, and I don't know how well this is going to come out at night, but there's a moon tear. Yeah, these are big size too. And we're just gonna get the fever going on. Just going around checking all the tops. Here's a massive one sticking out here. Boom. It's probably 1:30 or 2 in the morning right now. That's what I've been able to gather up so far. But I got a good handful. And I will of course show you more cleanup shots. But this is what it's like right now. It's just hunting with a flashlight in the dark, looking for things sparkling up at us. Around, just following old cow fences through boulder fields. And that big old glowing massive ones. These are about as big as they come in the large realm, and then there can be super large, but these are some big ones for sure. And the cows have been out here stomping the dirt, stirred it all up for us. So. Also, the time of year, the green grass hasn't grown back, and so you can see a lot of the dirt. This is kind of fun at night. The light lights them up and they glow. For sure. Look how big that is. There's another one. Sometimes you wander around for 5 minutes and then you just find a spot where there are that many big ones sitting there. Those are super clear too. These wash up really, really nice. I found my biggest one in a while. Right there. Look at that. Yeah, it's kind of cloudy. The bigger ones can tend to be cloudy, but that is a 3. Oh yeah. There, get some glowing to it. Parts. There are other ones in the pile with it that look smaller that are actually big, but look at that. That's crazy. That's it's a museum piece, people. Okay. This is what I've gathered up without you off of screen. This one is super clear, and I think I see all kinds of rainbows in it. Oh yeah, you can see the flash of them there. Wow. So that one's going to stand out. We'll be able to find it later just from size and from the flare of all the color in it. And almost every gopher pile that I'm coming up to has a couple in there. Well, they all do, for sure, but I mean, as far as big ones, or big enough, they're all throughout here, able to just keep filling up my little paw with them. Coyotes. Oh, they heard me talking about them. They have really good ears for that kind of thing. Oh, hands full of diamonds. I was pointing the wrong thing at it. That's funny. I thought I was filming with my flashlight. Ooh. You can hear the coyotes in the background. It sounded like a whole bunch of them. We're not alone up here. I am getting so many, and the sun is coming up soon. So we have hunted into the night. Something very focusing about doing this at night, because there isn't all the distractions of the horizons and surrounding views. There's just dirt and the crystal sticking out of it. So we're just hunting dirt piles and then looking for shinies. That's pretty simple fun, which is good because I haven't stayed up all night in a long time, and I'm down to just being able to do only simple fun. I thought this would be a cool experiment. We'll have to see how the footage comes out. Oh, and it rained, I think, is part of what happened, and it made the dirt soft. So all these gophers came up and disturbed the earth for us when they could. Ooh, nice chunkies. So we were getting whole little handfuls in short amounts of time. Boom. And so this is the routine off camera as I'm going about this pace and just snagging up as many substantial little finds as I can. Oh, you can come up here and get a limited amount sometimes, and sometimes there's just a lot. And this is a really good season, a really good moment. We're getting quite a few, as you see. Oh. The only thing is, half of these little weeds have black widow webs strung between them with black widows in them. So I guess it's also a very spidery meadow. Maybe the crystal is drawing the bugs. Ooh. Big ones. Big ones for sure. Okay. I keep wanting to stop and stand up. And you can't because there's ever another crystal. So, this incredibly is what I have gathered up in this amount of time that we've been here. I don't know if I showed you all of those yet. And I need to dig out the pile in my back pocket and put those in there too. Can you see me? Do I look crazy at this time of night or morning? I heard roosters and I looked and I think it's actually 5 in the morning. So you're witnessing, I guess we've done it metal detecting before, but this is the first all night rockhounding trip on the quest. So there, you would already be able to call that a massive haul. I'm gonna keep going and going and going and going because it's really cool to have this light pass through them and have them glow. Although, while we've been out here, the dew of morning has actually set in on stuff. And I don't know if it's picking you up, but these little flat clover leaves that are sprouting are starting to sparkle too. So we're winding our way towards Sparkle Land. Yes, it's late. Forgive me, for sure. Look at the size of these that I'm getting out of this field tonight. This is, you're witnessing one of the longest periods of time up here too. A lot of the time is super hot and just limited time, and there's something about deciding to give up the night of sleep and having this much calmed focus time. Whoa, there's a little dead mouse with dew on him. Oh, and has dew on it. That's sad, but it's a detail. That was its last day in the meadow. Apparently all by itself because it's just laying there. Okay. Okay. I just wanted to show you not only me pulling this huge diamond out, which I'm still trying to do, but there's one embedded in the rocks over here, and we're at the flat. Ooh, look at that one. That's nice. We're at the flat tops of the mountains here, where they're actually still stuck in the rock often, and only just a little bit of rain and the water and the wind and stuff are eroding these away, and it's just really not that steep. So they aren't moving very far. So for this little crystal to come out of here, you're gonna have to wait like a few thousand years or something. Jeez, light. And that's what they look like stuck in this particular rock. So there's one in the host. And unless geology tilts up and this gets some extreme slant to it, or some massive amount of water comes through here, it's just gonna weather out of that with its few inches of rain a year that it gets here. So it's dissolved. These lichen will eat all of the rock away and the wind and everything else until it's free, because it's harder and all of this host material is softer. And that's how these got here. And then the cows and the gophers stir them up and we collect them. The sun is coming up over there. Beautiful. The stars are fading out. There's the far side of the sky. Okay, on into tomorrow. You're invited along. Glad you made it. These just keep coming out of the ground. We're getting blessed with some big ones. Glowing in the sunrise. We have moon tears glowing in the sunrise. That's a pretty cool thing. And it's not rainy and it's not super hot. And then I'm going to take a long nap at the end of all this. But it's been fun. And then I'll clean these up and I will show you what we have found. For now, it's definitely an old view with a new perspective. I've not seen it at dawn like this. I've never been here in Diamond Flats at dawn. So I'm sharing that with you. Also, like that and some stuff. The fuck were you even saying, bro? This, boom, glowing in the morning sun. Good stuff. Gone into a real quiet place. The sun coming up and the light, and the handfuls of goodness. Look at this next. The size of these that are coming out of here. Oh. Just beautiful stuff. I think we're having one of those magic moments where it'll be hard to duplicate this for sure. Okay, we're back home. We are in my kitchen and I have spent a good deal of time here scrubbing these puppies up and arraying them. And just for reality check, look at the size of that spread. I just ran out of black area. I had to kind of heap them up there. And I know this is a gluttonous haul, but had to and wanted to, and wanted to do this for some time, see what it was like in a nighttime hunt when everything was all dark and the only thing you could see lighting up would be the crystals. Plus I also checked for some other minerals with some other kinds of lights up there. But for some of you who are keyed into the other minerals occurring in the area, I was swabbing the zone with black lights. So which is always a good thing to do. And to do that most effectively, you have to go out and play with the scorpions at night. So, quite the haul. This is treasure. I'd say, out of all these so far, I found my favorite. Where did you go? It was this one for shape. Look at the absolute faceting. The natural facets on these, I think, are even more beautiful than a faceted stone, which is weird. We'll come back to that. Because this whole hunt started off with this ring. And I have not tested it. What I can tell you is that what I thought was copper on it at first is turning out to be a weird tarnishing, a pinkness that's happening. In the corner there is yellow soldering. Like I said, I have not tested it, but you can see the rainbows coming back in that. Don't know if this camera's going to pick it up. I decided to shoot in super high definition. See the setting that's in, it's backlit. So I don't know, definitely got to figure out. I'll go ahead and I won't throw that away or anything before we test it for gold or diamonds, because you never know. But like I said, the little stones around it are glued in. So where to start on this? Obviously I can't show you every stone here. Just amazing things going on. It's hard, but I think you can see the rainbow in there. And like I was saying, the natural faceting, coming back to this one, none of these Lake County diamonds are ever terminated. They are a type of quartz. This type of quartz is never terminated. It doesn't grow in crystal spars in any sort of cavern. It forms underground at a certain temperature and heat. That's why it's an individual type of quartz. These are not just broken chips of terminated quartz crystals. These are their own separate creature. That's why they've been identified as a rare, found only here type of stone. Zoom in on this. I hope that you can see the light. They are absolutely, until you have held these in your hand, the videos might not do justice, but they are absolutely clear as ice. You could drop that into water and it would disappear on you. You could barely see the edges of it. So these start at a 7, and I've had a lot of local people, including people who cut gems and stuff, say that they have had them rated up even higher, into the 8s and possibly 9s. But they are definitely on the books standing at a 7, so they're a very, very hard gemstone. They are prized by facetors, lapidary artisans, whatever you prefer, because they cut very nicely. My family's had a bunch of these cut. Have a family friend that had many of them cut. I hope I'm doing a good enough job showing you these. We just got to kind of go through them here. And to stress that even farther, your average that you will find at most of the public sites that people know of and go to are about that big. This site that we are hunting at and the ones near it, keeping in mind that this is actually a newer site than the other ones that you've seen me at. This is the edge of the new zone. And anyhow, look at the size of these. These are your average. So what I'm trying to say is that we're hunting one of the few locations in the world where these stones occur, and probably I would say the location where they are the largest that you will find. The proof is in the pudding. Here's my pudding. I have people who have gathered stones off here that are like this large. This is super big because they're long, like some of these others that we've gathered. That's a tendency of their habit, because you can see there's actually several of them still connected together here, and that surface right there is where they actually touch the matrix stone. And so they'll be in a little void like that, although these are not creatures that fill in a void like the agates that you know. These are creatures that are born in the hot compressed rock and then crystallize and are brought to the surface, and you'll see them like that, and they break long ways usually in their cavities, although you can see there's a million exceptions to the rule where halfway down it broke in half. But if you take these out and you lay them out, you will get quite a few of these spars, these long skinny pieces. And what I'm trying to say overall is these are massive. So if you go online right now and you type in Lake County Diamonds and you look at the price of them and what they sell for, you know, they're on Google. They go by the carat, you know, so they can be, I think $4 a gram or something like that. Keeping in mind that they're talking about small ones. So in any gemstone you go up in size, it's not just additional carat for carat, it's a multiple, so things get dramatically more valuable the larger they are, especially when you're talking a rare stone. And I want to tell you all that tanzanite, Nevada opal, all kinds of things, Oregon sunstones, many places that I've been, the people there tell me that 30 years ago these stones were worthless and people were trading them at the bars for beer, blah blah blah. Then the world finds out that they're there, that they're rare, they're valuable, they fall in love with them, and things can become very valuable. So over the years of showing these on YouTube, I've found some people thinking that I'm trying to put them off as diamonds, and some people thinking that they're just broken pieces of quartz crystals, terminated quartz crystals, and they're not. They're their own thing, for sure. A lot of science backing that up, not just mine. And like I said, you can go online, type it in. There's 1,000 different people out there selling them. Maybe not 1,000. The way that they catch the light, I hope that I'm picking that up with this camera. Do you see that? It's just crazy. Just absolutely crazy. So many, and on a lot of the fractures in them in a full sunlight condition, they have rainbows. So there's some of these that are absolutely matrixed with fine little fractures. I think we already looked at this one. And in them, just all sorts of rainbow action going on. So, oh yeah, there it is. That's really good. A lot of that. These are massive stones. It takes a stone this big to get a little faceted 2 carat, 3 carat stone. So you really have to start big, and then they start cutting down. This is by far one of my biggest hauls ever. I am a hoardosaurus. I give a lot of these away over the years, but I am also collecting the bigs, just for in case someday I can trade them for ammunition to fight the zombies or something. Until that point, I will just be oohing and awing over them. So look, this is a location that's really close to home. It's in the same county that I'm in, and I was actually hunting these locations, when I was 22 years old, I think is when I was shown the site. So ever since then, I have been coming up into the area, and then eventually I moved up into the area. And this was our first night hunt, obviously. Actually, in all this time, I've never seen the sun come up there, so you joined me for that. That was beautiful. I got to see where the coyotes call from. Which was really special. Last, there is just endless new things to explore in the world. And so you should know that, even with somebody like me living there for a decade and a half and digging through every part of it and talking to every local I could and just really going over the top. I can tell you personally myself that I've just barely scratched the surface, even in the few little valleys that I've wandered around in this great big old wide world. So every time you hear him say it's all been found and we know everything and blah blah blah, yeah, right. And you can be the most successful hunter by just getting out there and looking in between all the spots where everybody knows about everything for the stuff that they don't know about already. Might be rambling on here. Just wanted to take the time to show you these and their different shapes. I know many of you could get better shots of these. I get sent pictures all the time from you, from people out there that want to show me what they have found. And some of these iPhone and phone shots and the angles and the light that you all capture, I'm just like, wow, you know. So it shows that there's always room for improvement. I try my best to capture the beauty of the natural things I see in the treasures we find. Inevitably in the end, when I'm watching it, I'm like, wow, you are a spaz who jumps around and can't seem to do a slow pan for the life of you, but I do try. These, of course, don't deserve to be ignored over here at all because these are medium large. I'm telling you, the average, and a lot of people can back me up, that's a large average. So this location dumps bigs, and it dumps really bigs like that. They're just insane. So clear, so absolutely clear. I hope this camera has done a good job of it. For people who have watched these diamond videos and seen them shot close-ups on the Handycam, and then this particular video done with the GoPro but in about 1080, a way higher definition, let me know which you prefer, if this is doing a good enough job. I know shooting in the lower definition, I don't want it to be grainy, but I also don't want to miss the micro details that some of these super zoom cameras, digital zoom, allow you to capture. So many. Okay, I'll tell you what. Thank you for coming with me. If you stuck around to this point, I think that we are like a half an hour into a video, so you've spent a half an hour of your life again with me. I appreciate that. I think that we'll go ahead and call it done. And for the really hardcore people, I think that I'll put like a 3-minute song on here, try and get you as many close-up shots as I can of these. Anything that we haven't picked up and looked at already here, and you can go ahead and click off, tune out, whatever you want to do, or continue watching, and I will see you hopefully if you'll join me next time on the quest for details. Thank you for your support. Remember to take care of yourself, please, and if you get a chance, take care of each other, because we need it.